ready as I will ever be.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So,
Timeline.
Timeline-wise, I'm 14 weeks and 2 days. 162 and a half.
All right. 0.6.
0.6.
That'd be accurate.
Let's be specific.
All right, we'll do our body fat. There we go. 29.7.
It's not like I'm going into this pregnancy like being like, oh, I want to become a super fit person. Like I was already like in a good place before. Kind of got off the rails there in the first trimester when, you know, saltines and like ginger tea were the only thing I could eat for a couple of days, actually, for quite a while. So it's easier to kind of like ease back into it. Like this past week I started tracking my macros just to kind of, for my own knowledge, see where I was at.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot more carbs, definitely a lot more fat. And I was like, maybe we should balance that out a little bit more and try and I've been putting like fruit smoothies. I put using my protein powder a little bit more because I didn't know if that was going to be okay for that first time period. But now my doctor's like, yeah, that's fine. You know, moving forward, just like if it's something that becomes a problem, like you can always like if I can find a different brand or you know something that fits me. But no restrictions there. Just hoping that I can get back to eating like regular protein and balance out the
you said
carbs.
Right now meat is not your thing?
Not the favorite. Like any raw kind of smell from any kind of protein is a hard no. So my husband's been great about kind of preparing it, and then I'll heat it up or something. But like making like any kind of like meatballs or like anything where I have to touch it, I can't. It's a struggle. It's like, but. Hopefully ease out of that as well.
Okay. Yep. It'll be changes, and even with the exercise, there'll be days where it's like I don't feel good to do this, or I need to take my foot off the gas for this day, and that's perfectly fine because this process, like you said, is not about gaining or improving. It's really about maintaining. Yeah,
not a whole lot of PRs will be set during this time. Definitely not.
There we go.
So. Trying to still maintain muscle that you and I worked on a long time ago.
There you go.
Trying to like keep active with my cardio, but also kind of like adjust to shift to fit. Don't want to be doing too much or getting too excited. No burpees.
Do you have any specific goals that you want to get?
I still want to be able to do pull-ups at the end, which is really aggressive. Because I can probably only do like 1 or 2 right now. But I know I've lost a lot of muscle mass, and I know it has a lot to do with the nutrition. We talked about that, but don't want to completely lose it all.
So you want to maintain as much muscle as possible through this process, so that when you're done, you can kind of
ease back into
get back into it pretty quick. Okay.
Also, babies are heavy. Got to be able to move them around, move the stroller around, move whatever.
Okay.
So.
Do you have a projected amount of weight that you do want to gain?
I want to try and stick within like the doctor recommended 25 to 30. So I mean, I think I started at a good healthy weight. I was like 148, 149. So nothing too far off from that. Because I've had friends who have struggled with like they've been either underweight or overweight, and they've struggled to find like a good balance. To fit within that.
So we're about 14 pounds?
I think I've gained right now about 14. So and I think with the morning sickness kind of waning at this time, it's gonna be a little bit easier for me to start eating kind of normal again.
So we're looking for another 15 pounds max, probably. Okay. So keeping that in mind, and then like I said, we'll monitor nutrition. I mean, I know food choice is something that you've been really good at previously, but now you're going to have a little bit more leeway because you're going to have to eat more calories, and you're going to have some more cravings.
Yeah, the cravings are wild, so.
How's that going?
They're fine for now. Sometimes it's like I can't stop thinking about one food, so I kind of get lost on a tangent. Like I'll buy a bunch of cheese or I'll buy like pizza, and as soon as I have like a little bit of it, I'm like I don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
But definitely a junk food baby, and like I was like trying to eat salads and trying to have like warm grain bowls, and
Yeah.
I hated that.
Yeah.
Rejected it immediately. I was
Okay.
like, we don't want to be part of this.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to kind of ease back into a little bit more healthier
Okay.
set of choices. So. Today is 17 weeks and 1 day. So
there we go.
All right, we'll see how that goes. I think I've actually lost weight. That's ironic. It's 162. I think last time it was 163.
No.
So
Okay.
I think it was the change in the nutrition. I went from eating nothing but junk.
But again, what's the full gain though?
Oh, from week 1 to now, it was 148, so 162.
Okay.
So
Okay, so we still got about
13, 14 pounds.
Yeah.
Right on there.
Oh,
So,
good. There we go.
good, yeah.
Good check.
yeah.
All right, what week are we?
24 weeks and 1 day, so 6 months and 1 day. So officially in the 3rd trimester.
All right, let's go hop on the scale.
Let's see. 175.
175.
Yeah. So
Nice.
that would be 27 pounds
Cool.
since I found out I was pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're a little bit heavier than we thought, but I mean, it is what it is.
That's what it is.
It's a lot of adjustments. The diet is still like a very real struggle for me because like you've been there since the beginning. Like I was like had no idea what I was eating and how I was eating, and then I was trying to balance my proteins, my carbs, and my fats. And now the protein aversion is still very real. Like no red meat, like ground beef, like anything this morning. I had turkey sausage for breakfast. Like I had like a couple links of turkey sausage and I was like, no, this is still not something I want to do. I found some Banza noodles, which are made out of chickpeas. So they're just like a healthier swap.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do a lot of that. So my one friend got me a tofu turkey patty. No, I'm sorry. I'm like, a lot of people like tofu. I'm like, it's not.
Not for you.
Not for me. I think it was like a texture thing. But I've just been trying to like swap things out like that and keep drinking my protein shakes and had some protein bars that I kind of mix in there. But just a lot of like veggies, and watermelon is a big thing right now because it's like it kind of helps soothe the heartburn, which never goes away. But it's still like an easier, low calorie snack, and it's still a lot of water, so I'm still getting like hydrated and feeling pretty good. But yeah.
How about the training side of things? How's that going?
Good. We increased the reps and decreased the weight like this past week and a half. I've been feeling a lot stronger, if that makes sense. A lot of the weight clearly is being gained around my midsection, so my back is not nearly as like before. I just felt a lot of strain in like my shoulders and my lower back every day. And now it's not so much. Like I can always tell when I overdo it or I try to like do too much in like a short period of time.
Yeah.
Just like moving around the house or like vacuuming or doing whatever. But it has really tapered off a lot, which is good. It just makes me feel like a little bit sturdier.
Yeah.
Which that's fun.
Good. Any changes that you're feeling during the training compared to a couple months ago?
Well, she's huge now.
Yeah.
So her feet are growing into my lungs because she's like getting bigger.
Yeah.
So I'm getting winded a lot, easier, and I just gotta take it a little bit slower, taking the full amount of rest time, and just kind of pacing myself a little bit more. Because like the lifting is not really difficult. It's just a matter of like the breathing and adjusting to.
Good, because we're trying to maintain right now, right?
Right, like no PRs, but
Yeah.
hang on to what muscle we have left and make it easier for me later on to kind of get back into the
And then you
swing
still get, after post-workout, you still feel good? You still get all those
I
things?
feel so much better. Like I have rest days on like Sundays and Wednesdays, and even Sundays and Wednesdays I try to go out and like get a walk in just to kind of, get the blood flowing, get like, my legs loosened up and stuff. But I can tell on those days when I don't lift. And I'm not saying like you have to lift every day, but it's definitely like it keeps the kind of the heartburn away a little bit more too, because I feel like I'm more prone to be like I fall back into my old like good habits where I'm like, oh, okay, like after my workouts, like I always usually want to eat like healthy and have like some veggies and some like good lean protein, stuff like that, which is the challenge with the aversions. But it's still one of those good like sets the tone for the day kind of thing.
Yeah. And I guess kind of one hand washes the other, so you want to eat better when you're moving and lifting, and you're moving
and I feel better like in the beginning, like the first trimester and like midway through the second, I wanted to eat nothing but like fast food. And we can't be doing that every day. And like it's not because like I can't like balance it out. It's just I don't feel good when I'm working out when I eat like fried chicken.
Yeah.
Like she wants fried chicken every day. If I would eat pizza and fried chicken every single day, one, I would die of heartburn, but two, she would be happy as a clam. But I can't do that all the time. So I try to like limit it to like a couple times a week. And when I do, I try to like do like a healthier choice. Like Chick-fil-A, I'll try and do like the grilled chicken with like the fruit salad side, and just kind of, instead of putting like so much heavy like greasy food in there, because then I just feel terrible afterwards.
Yeah.
Which isn't great.
And we don't want to feel terrible.
Yeah, we don't.
Good.
She's quite large. I feel like every day I wake up, I'm like, she can't get any bigger, and then she does. And like the little kicks have gone from like little kicks and like little movements to like big rolls and like big adjustments. So she'll like, I feel like she like lopsides my belly sometimes, like just trying to like get adjusted.
Yeah.
Which is way more painful these days because, you know, she's strong, which is good, but also like, ow, like it's not so cute anymore. It's more like, let's calm down. So 35 weeks as of yesterday, so just shy of 9 months. So we'll do a weight check-in. So we are 193, and I started at 148, 149-ish. So a little bit more than the calculated like 35. But the doctor says like everything's good, everything's super healthy, and we are gonna keep gaining like a half a pound a week until birth.
Yeah.
Because she's just gonna get bigger and bigger, which is good.
Yeah.
You know, healthy baby is a strong baby. So
Yeah.
chunky baby, but getting her out is gonna be a whole other story.
So what's the due date?
January 21st. So we are just under a month away. So just under 4 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. So any changes in the last couple weeks, last 3-4 weeks in terms of
I have significantly gotten like less mobile. Like everything's like very sore. Like my hips are still kind of like getting ready for birth. So I really had to like ease up on the weights. I just do a lot of like the resistance bands now, a lot of walking. I still walk like 2 miles a day just to, you know, get that activity in. I feel better if I don't, but like heartburn is on a whole other level. I thought it would kind of like go down or get better, but that's not the case. I mean, she's growing hair, right? So she's gonna have lots of bows and stuff, but yeah, so going well. It's hard to kind of like adjust every week because like every week you're supposed to kind of like do a little bit less and do a little bit less and just kind of like listen to your body. And it's hard to be like, oh, you know, just a few weeks ago I was still like lifting heavier, I was still like doing more, but it's all about kind of like listening to my body and just adjusting. So. did not realize my stomach was that big and I just bopped on the ground.
Any words of inspiration for the ladies out there who want to stay fit or thinking about giving up as soon as they get pregnant?
No, just keep going. It'll just get harder and harder. So just listen to your body and then scale to fit.
Has your doctor said anything about you compared to women who don't work out?
Yeah, she said that I'm carrying very front. My abs are very strong, so it helps with back problems. That way I'm not like hunched over or trying to combat like my center of gravity changing. Strong abs are made for strong contractions, so that'll help in the end, I guess.
Good, good. And what about kind of like day to day? What's she saying you compared to other women in terms of like, I guess, stuff you're still able to do?
Just getting up. Like if I'm like laying on my back, I can still get myself up and like out of bed, or still walking very well. Some women just, at this point in time, like 39 weeks or 35 weeks, some women have to just like go to bed rest because they're just not as mobile. So that's good. The 2 miles a day walking is long, but it's good. It keeps me, you know, mobile.
Good. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yeah, very exciting times. 4 months postpartum tomorrow. So healthy baby girl, 8 pounds, 10 ounces. So she was very large, 21 inches, quite long.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a difficult birth. And even afterwards, my doctor had told me, you know, good job keeping up on your physical fitness, because there's no way you would have been able to naturally deliver this child in any other physical condition. Like if you would have been, you know, out of shape or had any health issues, like underlying problems, like it would have been way more difficult for you. So I'm glad I stuck with it. I was like walking and doing like resistance band stuff right up until like the day before I was induced, because I went 41 weeks. She was just so happy in there. She didn't want to leave.
There we go. So being back, when did you get started moving again after birth?
So I had to do pelvic floor therapy, which I highly recommend to anybody who does like natural birth, just because it helps strengthen your core and just repair all of that, because it just weakens everything. I did that for 6 weeks, so I wasn't cleared to work out until 10 weeks postpartum. So even before that, I just do walking and stretching, focused all on my nutrition, because that was really the only thing I really could focus on. But yeah, so I've been working out for about 8 weeks now, 8 weeks.
Okay.
Just doing light stuff at home and focusing on nutrition some more.
Yeah. What was the last time you weighed yourself before?
Oh God.
What was that weight?
So I ended up being 203 pounds. So I gained 53 pounds. And I think it was the last month I'd only gained about 45. And the last month I think I gained like 8.
Okay.
Just with like water retention, and she was a very big baby. And so I was hungry all the time, but I really focused on trying to eat healthy stuff. So I think that would help get me back to where I am. That way I wasn't, you know, I did have some cosmic brownies, I will say, because I was like, you know, treat yourself. It's been a long 10 months. Let's have some of those. But don't keep them in the house. Can't.
There you go.
You can't keep them in the house, but yeah. So.
All right, so you're ready to get it going, and do you have any goals set for the near future?
I want to get back to, I want to run my 1.5 miles in under the 12 minutes and 45 seconds, like my previous goal. And I don't think I can do my pull-ups anymore, just because I just lost a lot of muscle mass. So I want to get back to being able to do at least 4 consecutive full extension pull-ups.
Okay.
So we'll see.
All right, let's do it. Okay. All right, so then
we'll weigh. We're ready. Let's see. 157.8. Not bad, not bad. Considering I gained 53 pounds. It was a little more than I had shot for. So we're doing an 8-month postpartum weigh-in check-in.
Yep.
All right. So 155.6. So that is about 3.5, 4 pounds over, 5 pounds over where I was when I got pregnant. So it's not bad. So that's good. But it's a total different game style right now. So I'm still nursing, so that is another challenge. I spoke with a lactation consultant and was concerned, like, how much do I eat and what should I be eating. I was worried about nutrition and like what I was doing for Molly, my daughter, how much I should be eating with proteins and fats and carbs. And she gave me a general guideline, and it was very high. And so it took me about 2-3 months working with you and working with what she had given me to try and kind of balance what I needed as opposed to too much or too little.
Okay.
Because she had recommended I would eat like 2,600 calories a day, and that's a lot in general. But eating that in a healthy way is very difficult. Like, I could eat a bunch of junk and hit that calorie goal every day, but
Cosmic brownies.
yeah, Cosmic brownies or Chick-fil-A. But it's funny now that, like, being a mom and like trying to balance taking care of my daughter, working out, taking care of myself, I don't, like, before, one of my biggest pitfalls we had talked about was I just have like a couple bad days and I just eat a bunch of junk and then I'd feel terrible and then I'd be like, oh, I gotta start over, I gotta get back to it. Now I'm kind of like, I don't really have time for that. Like, I don't have time to eat a bunch of junk, so I feel like junk, and then it's gonna undo all the work that I've been doing. So like, why did I go to the gym 5 days a week this week and then waste it all on the weekend, kind of thing. Yeah. So that kind of helps keep me in check. But getting back into the gym was like one of my favorite things. Just got back in the gym the last couple weeks. Everything was at home before then.
What were you doing at home?
At home, all I had 2 sets of adjustable dumbbells, some resistance bands, and a workout mat. That was really it.
That was the stuff you were doing towards the end of your pregnancy.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so scaled down much more when I was pregnant because it was just, with my body, it was so relaxed. It was very, like, preparing for the miracle of delivery. But as I've kind of transitioned back, like, increasing the weight and getting back to like where I was, it took a lot of time. It took like consistency over many weeks to kind of get back to, I feel like in the last week or so, I'm at least comparable to where I was a little bit before I was pregnant. So like I talked about the 1.5 miles. I ran the 1.5 miles in 12:58. That was my best one so far. Not nearly as good as like long ago, but still, my best time ever was 9:26. So that was pretty fast. But that was on a flat track. Doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count, no, because the track that I run for work is has a giant hill in the middle. They say it's fair. It's not.
No.
So I try to run something with like incline and intervals and stuff just to kind of get me back there. But
okay.
12:50 50 was my goal, and 12:58. So I'm close. I'm within the range of where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
But my big thing was I got my pull-ups back, so that's one of my favorites. The other day I got 3, a very shaky 3, but I can usually do 1 pretty easily. 2, like if I did my arm workout the day before, I might get 2, but trying to set my goals realistically and do like my 4 that I want.
Yeah, that's the goal.
And then can build from there. But I'm eating like 170 grams of protein a day, usually, which is a lot for me because usually you eat about 1 gram of protein for each pound of body weight that you have. Typically. But with breastfeeding, I have to eat more so I can still make enough. So like I found that if I ate less, my milk supply dipped, and it was just a rocky, turbulent kind of phase there. But now that we've kind of ironed it out, I'm at 2,200.
Yeah.
170 grams of protein and carbs and fats. But yeah, I think it's going good.
Yeah.
I don't have back pain anymore. That's like a big thing because Molly is 19 and a half pounds.
Okay.
So she's a big girl. She's starting to crawl. So I'm going to need more strength to wrangle her. But a lot of times, like if I'm feeding or if like I'm breastfeeding, I feel like I'm hunched over, and I had to go to the chiropractor for a while just to kind of help with my neck and my shoulders, just feeling like that extra weight like that I'm not used to. But since being back in the gym, building that strength back, I feel a difference. Like my body composition feels stronger, feels better, and it's easier for me to pick her up and move her around and move her with the carrier, with the car seat carrier. Those things are like big and cumbersome, and going up and down my stairs in my house with her in them. Just like, I'm glad I stuck with it though, because I couldn't imagine not working out.
Yeah.
And like my friends, a lot of my mom friends give me a hard time. They're like, Emily, you're doing too much. Like you're so obsessive about it. And I'm like, I have to take care of me so I can take care of her. If I'm not physically strong enough, like she's just gonna get bigger and faster and stronger. I'm like, I'm gonna have to keep going. Otherwise, she's gonna shoot me running around like crazy. I'm not gonna be able to catch her. But I always still highly recommend the pelvic floor therapy. Like even if you if a woman gives birth, ask your OBGYN like, hey, is there someone that you can refer me to? Just because peeing when you run is not fun, peeing when you sneeze is not fun, but even just like working out with weights and like working out in the core, working on that like trunk strength has made a huge difference, because it just, I don't know, I feel like I'm like 8 months postpartum, I feel like I'm back to myself. And that was something I really struggled with in the beginning, because I was like, oh my God, like, but I brought a life into the world. It's totally different. Like I have to kind of take that in stride. But 8 months postpartum, like running the same, doing pull-ups, like getting back to where I was, that's good. It's really good, especially like with a lot of women who are like, oh, I don't have the time, or like I don't feel like it's important, or like they just don't carve out that, like, because I wake up at 3 a.m. And then I'm up all day until like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and then up a couple times at night. So if I carve out 45 minutes where I pump right beforehand, work out, and then I'm done for the day. And that's what's great about the workouts, is they're normally right around 45, 50 minutes depending.
That's all you need, because you got the consistency.
Right.
Right.
Like a lot of my friends all my friends from work will be like, oh, I'm in the gym an hour and a half a day. I'm like, oh. I'm like, who has that time? Who has that time to be in there every single day for an hour and a half? But then they're also the same friends who are like, hey, let's go have, a bunch of drinks and fried food and crazy stuff on Fridays. I'm like, I don't have time for that.
They're trying to undo.
Right. I just want to consistently keep, I still have like Chick-fil-A. I still have a cosmic brownie every once in a while, but it's not like in the past. I feel like I'd go way off the rails, and like I'd feel like, oh, it's like that phase that you get into, like cycle, where it's like you're good all week, and then Friday, Saturday, you're like, oh my God, like I was so bad, and then Monday rolls around, like, okay, I'm gonna start again, and you keep starting again, and
you're just in that same spot.
And you just get stuck. But
so if you were to give tips on how to lose baby weight, and you were to say like your top 5 tips.
My top 5? Okay, top 5 tips. Carve out 30 to 40 minutes a day of like a workout, or just being active. And like even with like your child, like take him or her or them. I couldn't imagine. Like take him outside, like take him for a walk. Like even like in the very beginning when I was like not able to work out, I was still walking. Like I tried to walk a mile, like in the beginning. I was at least doing something. So at least try to get some kind of activity every day, even if it's not like you don't need to be doing like HIIT intervals or running. Get some like go-to recipes that you make that are just easy, simple, healthy things that you can rely on. Like I have a banana protein muffin recipe. I make it every week because I know it's 111 calories. It gives me like 7 grams of protein. Has low fat, has good carbs. I know there's like good ingredients in it because I made it. I regularly make like a high protein chili, especially in the fall this time of year. A classic chicken salad, which is instead of like mayo, I do cottage cheese and Greek yogurt. Just some basic staples that make it easy for me to be like, I don't even have to think about this. I made it ahead of time, throw it in. I already know the measurements. I track it in MyFitnessPal. Easy. A lot of water. Drink a lot of water. Like I can't say that enough, because in the beginning when I was tracking my food and stuff, I didn't realize how much I mistook I'm hungry for I'm thirsty, because you feel like I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. But if you're drinking, like I try to drink like 120 ounces of water a day, which sounds like a lot, but I have like my cup and I just fill it like 4 or 5 times, and I know, okay, like all right, I'm good. It feels better for milk production, better for the skin. 4, I would say, we talk about that. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged, because I went through my pregnancy at the same time as one of my friends, and she was very small, gained very little weight, but her baby was also 3 pounds smaller than mine. So the whole time I was like, I'm like, oh, like I feel huge. I'm like, oh, and towards the end I was so uncomfortable. I was so frustrated. I was like, could I have been more fit? Could I have like done something different? No, because it always, like, when you're pregnant, like you should be active, you should be healthy, but the focus should be on your baby, keeping your baby healthy. And when you kind of shift into postpartum, you can start focusing back on yourself and trying to like take care of yourself. So don't get discouraged. And just 5, be consistent. Like even if you, like people are like, oh, I'll just restart on Monday. Restart at your next snack or restart at your next meal. Like you don't have to wait a whole day, because that would be like my thing before.
Or 4 days, because it could be Wednesday.
It could be Wednesday.
Thursday.
Yep.
Start
and you could fall off, and you're like, oh God, like just have a glass of water, regroup, and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this instead, or I'm gonna do this next, because like you said, like at 2 o'clock on a Wednesday, like, oh, I had a huge gross like fried meal, I feel like trash, the whole week's shot. No, you can easily restart like the next snack or the next meal. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how like if I have some Chick-fil-A or if I have a Cosmic Brownie, I'm like, I'll just get it on the next one.
Yeah.
That helps with the consistency for sure.
Okay. Good. There we go. Top 5.
Top 5.
That's how we get it.
Yep.
All right, good stuff.
Excellent.
All right, let's go. You'll be able to bounce back much better, right?
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Good. So it's been a pleasure with the process. Yeah. Hopefully this can inspire some other women out there who can keep it going, stay healthy, because it's a real important part of the process.
Keeps you strong, keeps baby healthy. It's good all around.
Yep.
So.
Good. All right.
Good.
Yep.
All right.
All right.